Before the break, we were talking about the firestorm between Mitt Romney and Reverend Al Sharpton. Sharpton says his remarks that sparked the storm weren't aimed at Romney, who is Mormon. He says they were directed at the man he was debating at the time, Christopher Hitchens, an author and outspoken atheist. The title of his latest book, God is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything, pretty much sums up Hitchens' view of all things religion. I talked to him recently. In the book, God is Not Great, what is your problem with religion? I'm sure you've been asked this question a million times.
Yes,
I just want to read something from the book. You said, religion poisons everything as well as a menace to civilization, has become a threat to human survival. Why do you see religion as purely a destructive force?
It can't keep itself to itself. It has to go out and try and convert others, try to impose itself on others. For example, if you take one case, the present Pope says, okay, AIDS in Africa is bad, but condoms much worse. That's going to mean a lot of people will die for a dogma of this kind. President Pope is also saying we should teach children about hell all over again. That's ruined the lives and childhoods of millions of people. It's a wicked thing to be saying. And it's a falsehood as well.
But can you be...
Cartoonists in Denmark can't do their job without death threats. Believable ones, serious ones, attempts to sabotage the whole Danish economy. Settlers on the West Bank are trying to bring on the Messiah and try for Armageddon and bring on the end of the world. They won't leave us alone. So I think that it's time that people who are secular and skeptical banded together a bit and said, enough already.
Do you see any benefit to believing in a God?
I don't
Any positive impact on society?
No, I like religious music, and there are several religious poets, John Donne and George Herbert, I suppose, would be the main ones, without whom I couldn't manage. Gothic architecture, not so much devotional painting, I must say, but that's cultural. And we owe religion a lot in that respect for art. And of course we all have our transcendent moments. But I'm not going to be told what to do by people of so-called faith. And I do think we have a perfectly good alternative tradition. Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Albert Einstein, Spinoza, the rationalists, the Greeks. Science is just as beautiful, if not more so.
I want to read something else from the book. Religion comes from the period of human prehistory where nobody had the smallest idea what was going on. It comes from the bawling and fearful infancy of our species and is a babyish attempt to meet our inescapable demand for knowledge. There are, though, your view of religion seems to be the extremes or the fundamentalists in all faiths. Do you not see anyone who believes in rationality, who reason, who questions?
I'm not talking about the extremists. And people like Aquinas and Augustine, the great fathers of the church, had no idea of germ theory of disease, so they thought disease was a punishment, or a plague was a punishment from God for wickedness, or sometimes it had been started by the Jews. They believed in astrology, they believed in limbo for the souls of unborn children. They had no knowledge of the cosmos at all. They didn't even know that the earth goes around the sun. But we have minds, and so people will often prefer a conspiracy explanation to none at all.
And yet, though, today...
Or a mad one to none at all, but now we've outgrown all that. We don't need it. My kids know more about the natural order than Aquinas did.
And yet, people still want religion in their lives. They want a belief in their life.
Not trying to take it away from them. They mustn't think that they have any divine permission to intervene in mine. That's where the line will be crossed. And that's why I've written a book urging the secular to stick up for themselves more, in the confidence that there are many more of us than the religious people think.
Would the world be a better place without religion?
Certainly it would, yes. If such a thing were possible, but I really have to argue against myself in a way here. I know that that will never happen, and in some ways I would miss it if it all went away. But this is an argument about all the most important things: where we come from, what's the meaning of life, what are our duties to one another, and so forth. I just think you can do this perfectly ethically without any appeal to the supernatural, and I think that's been proved repeatedly. If you think of the character of people like Spinoza or Einstein, you're talking about morally exemplary people. Whereas you think of the character of about half of the known popes, imams, mullahs, rabbis and so on, you find incitements to the most appalling evil and bigotry all over the place. Northern Ireland has just recovered today from what? Beginning to recover. 25 years of too much religion.
The book is God is Not Great. It's incredibly well written, and no doubt will provoke a lot of thought. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Very nice for you to say so.
Thanks
for having me.
Thanks.